Smart
Gen
people.
Z has discovered the ultimate anti-layoff hack. Ready? Government jobs.
Bingo.
Gen Z and millennial workers disillusioned by the recent wave of layoffs hitting even healthy companies like Meta, Google, are considering the unthinkable, working for the government. At a moment for young people when job security can be dicey, career development seems fraught, and loyalty to one's employer is in the toilet, working in a public sector suddenly has a lot to offer. Good health insurance, strong benefits, guaranteed early retirement ages with a pension, and as a cherry on top, student loans are wiped clean after 10 years for certain public sector jobs.
Sign me up.
Tom, you hear a story like this, we're going and working for the government. What's the first thing that comes to mind for Gen Zers?
Well, guess what? Lazy people find a lazy magnet, and they have found it, and they have found each other. I think it's in one level. There's something there if they're saying, hey, I'm looking for stability. I see all these layoffs and all this stuff is seasonal, wow. And the other side of me says, well, the reason you're worried about that is because you're being lazy about career planning and you just want to go sit someplace and cruise. That's not how life works. It takes planning and response. Things happen. Economies come and go. So I think it's a sign of just how incredibly lazy they are about their career that now they've found a place where you can be ultimately lazy and not even tasked to work hard. And the other element I see here, what are they also worried about? Gen Z also, surveys show they are very irritated by annual reviews and accountability.
What?
That they think is harsh. That's so harsh.
Judge
Their favorite
me?
word.
Yeah.
So now they found a job that's not harsh, doesn't have accountability, and you can cruise and be lazy. They have found each other.
I have found I know a CTO named Harsh, but let me continue. Fortune also reported on TikTokers who are hyping up the benefits of working for Uncle Sam, having witnessed hundreds of thousands of workers lose their jobs in the past year to the tune of 240,000 job cuts in the tech sector alone. Graduates now rank stability as their top factor. They're searching for a job. One of the biggest benefits, especially in the difficult job market, is security. A recruiter said on TikTok, watch this here. People in private sector jobs are 3 times more likely to lose their jobs than people in federal government jobs. She said adding the public sector worker can also expect to enjoy a better work-life balance with a lot more time, paid time off. Adam.
Well, it's funny. I've been going down the rabbit hole randomly on Richard Nixon lately. I don't know. I think I watched a Richard Nixon video, and then, the algorithm of YouTube will just keep having it pop up. It turns out that, the Watergate scandal is what he's known for, even China relations. He was actually a very brilliant politician. And he starts talking about the bureaucracy, right? And just the gluttony within government. When they talk about small government and big government, what does that actually mean? It's just the amount of jobs and the amount of waste that's happening internally within government. And he basically used this word. He says, what I've found is that oftentimes it's little people with big jobs, and they use their authority to basically push down on the little man and push down on the private citizens. And I found that so interesting because we've heard this theme pop up from time to time. Vivek talks about the wasteful spending and the bureaucracy. We even Putin brought that up to Tucker, your boy. So it's interesting here, these government jobs and going and get these jobs. There's a couple of different themes here within that. They all start with S, the stability of, having a job for life, basically. It's hard to get fired out there. If you've ever gone to the DMV and you want to know what it's like having a government position, there's zero accountability. You talk about going through clear versus TSA pre-check. Wow. Different world. Private sector versus public sector. The next S is security. They're not worried about losing their job. They're not worried about performance reviews or anything like that. They're pretty secure and they're pretty stable. The last S is student loans. If you're coming out of college and you have $100,000 of student loans and you put in a decade of work and all of a sudden, voila, your student loans vanish, that's very attractive.
You know what I do like? I actually like the fact that those people who don't like to compete, those people who don't like the pressure of free market capitalism, those people who don't want to be judged on their work performance, those people who don't want to work in a fast-paced environment, go work for the government. Because that allows us to filter out people that we shouldn't be hiring and don't want to be hiring who do a great job interviewing.
Amen.
There's a lot of people that are great professional interviewers, and then you hire them, they're terrible employees. There's a lot of people that are very, very good at interviewing, and you sit down with them, you're like, wow, I did this guy's role played every single question you could ask them, or they're full of it. They're delusional, right? So yes, this is actually very good news on behalf of many people in the private sector who appreciate people who like competition. I'd like to thank all of you, the Gen Zers, who are going and working for the government. Thank you so much for saving us time. We are super grateful for you. You guys are awesome. Keep at it. Future looks bright.
Fast.
That is going to get spicy
That's
very fast.
Cuomo and Candace.
First time
CNC.
ever, Candace Owens and Chris Cuomo
Sick.
having a 3-hour conversation, not a 2-hour. We're going to touch up on so many different topics, issues. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. We'll be making some announcements on that day as well. So here's my suggestion to you. If you're part of the text that, when I send you text and you find out before everybody else on any events that's going on, you already got this text and you're tuning in to see who it is. Now Candace and Chris Cuomo. You got VIP tickets. Rob, if we put the link, does that the QR code take it straight to it?
Correct.
Perfect. You got the VIP tickets where you get a chance to sit up front and hear all the exchange. Maybe even we'll go to the audience with the VIP ticket to ask a question pointed to Chris or Candace. And then you have all the other folks. The VIP also gets the chance to go to the cigar lounge with us in the back, have a cigar, sit down, have a conversation.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.